Donald Trump is an American homegrown item, far too prominent on the world stage and agenda for my liking, who has that unique ability to divide people's opinions. Well, I'm here today to introduce you to another American homegrown export that, although it is causing a lot of stir and interest in the world community, it is for all the right reasons and is far less divisive. The topic on our agenda today, peers, is PBIS. PBIS stands for Positive Behaviour Intervention and Supports. PBIS is a proactive, whole-school approach devised with an exponentially growing evidence base that promotes well-being for even our most at-risk students. Before we even start, please don't take this as a beat-up or a personal attack. Some of us are having results with some of our students, but is that enough? We are legislatively required to ensure outcomes for all of our students, and that includes, most importantly, our at-risk students. Let's be realistic. It hasn't been an easy 12 months for any of us. The students aren't the only ones who respond favourably to consistency. It's a human requirement for positive development, and one which we have not had the value of recently. 4 changes in principle? Is there a need to say any more? Only that we are all very relieved to finally have a permanently appointed principal and one that has identified this need from our central data to innovate and streamline our behaviour management approach as a school. Thank you, boss, for the time you are allocating the faculty and whole staff professional development time to this need. I wish today to convince each of you, my colleagues, that PBIS could be the solution to our embarrassingly high suspension occurrence data. PBIS is not a single approach but a framework that seeks to mainly proactively establish clear behavioural expectations that will be adequate for a good 85% of our students. In anticipation of a need to ensure adequate academic and therefore behavioural expectations for all our students, particularly the 15% identified as our more at-risk students. Yes, we're talking about those students in our 2 disability classes, our students in the ED unit with diagnosed and recognised special learning needs. We need to remember also that many of our mainstream students are experiencing mental health disorder and behavioural disorders, ADHD, ODD, conduct disorder, even anxiety and depression. Some of those students aren't diagnosed, and some of them are being reverse integrated. For these students, the PBIS framework provides the support of 2 intervention tiers outside of a proactive universal leveled tier that outlines intervention methods that actually provides a scaffold for us to support them. We who have either been exhausting ourselves or have become apathetic to the needs of those not responding favourably to the tried and proven ineffective intervention methods can finally have some professional satisfaction in the light of this new approach. Let's talk more about what we need to do and some more benefits of the approach. What is so good about PBIS is that it's devised from evidence research, and due to the success of the approach, the evidence base continues to grow. It's a highly polished and well-oiled machine. I will direct towards the online Bible of PBIS content. A screenshot of the website cover page has been provided here on this slide. We only have a few more short moments, so the URL is there for us to navigate the extensive website that includes the links to what it means for the school, community involvement, the inexhaustible links to research articles, studies and worldwide conference data that really solidifies the approach's evidence base. I hope we can all appreciate in time really how scientific the framework and model is, as implementation records and procedures in the form of an implementation tool and protocol are an integral part of the approach and indeed transparent from the information that this website provides. You must be wondering, what does this mean for us? Well, initially, to ensure the approach is effective, the magic number of staff involvement is at least 80%. You can appreciate the value of this when getting to the implementation process, when staff are required to co-construct 3, yes, only 3 explicit behavioural expectations that can be applied across all settings. The behavioural expectations are individualised in regards to what the rule would look like in a differing setting. Example, bus lines or a science lab. The expectations are explicitly taught as integral to the core curriculum in the form of lessons. Students are given opportunities to practice the skills. Students are reminded in the form of visuals such as posters or clearly marked painted boundaries, and the display of those expected behaviours is rewarded. The reward and consequence system is also made explicit and to be followed systematically by staff. Colleagues, as those evaluation sheets are being passed around for you to fill in your feedback from today's presentation, I encourage you to browse the PBIS website and consider how we're going to ensure these outcomes for all of our students and ourselves, and hopefully all of us will be attending the professional development sessions for the first phase of the approach, because we need that consistency of buy-in across the board, that 80%, to give PBIS maximum effectiveness of approach.